welcome back to In the Shop. I got my pieces from IH Parts America. That's them. I don't know if that's my name or what the heck. Kind of looks like it, but who knows. So anyways, this piece is going to go right on the inside there to support that. And then I got to figure out what I'm going to do about this side, but one piece at a time. Aight. Okay. So what I ended up doing was I was going to try to drill this piece out. You can see I was hitting the spot welds and separating them. But it's just so rusted that it's not even worth saving any of it. So I went ahead and I cut. You can see this is cut, and this is the piece behind it. So now I cut that. Now my plan is I'm going to do a piece of chit metal there to fill in. Then I'll cut another piece here to fill in. But this is gonna, it's gonna go behind, and then I'll trim it to fit so it fits in there. That way I can do like butt welds that penetrate all the way through. And then what these are, the I think they're the drilled out spot welds. No, I didn't drill out any spot welds. Maybe I did. I can't remember. It's been so long. But I'll just go ahead and spot weld, and if I have to drill a hole, I'll drill a hole. And then I'm going to have to cut these holes for where the fender mounts to the body of the car, or the truck. And these holes here are already done. So that's how I lined it up, with those holes there. So I just cut, like I said, I just cut this out. And it's just a rusty old, it's weird. It only rusted right there at the hinges. Where's the trash can at?
As a trader.
Okay.
And
so
nobody.
That's her in there. This is a piece of sheet metal I put on top. I think I'm just gonna leave this open like that. And I'm gonna play with it and see. Maybe I'll cut a piece and put it in there. But that's the backside. It's all welded in. But that piece of metal is pretty thick, so it makes the inner fender a lot more sturdy. So here's basically what I didn't even bother trying. I try to drill this shit out. Screw that. No way, Jose, because it's just rusted all to get it all get out. I'm gonna have to do some repairs down here on the bottom, but that's not a big deal. But here's the hole. So now I'm gonna fit the patch panel on there. Then I'll cut a piece to go here, and then take it from there. Okay, so here we are. And we are here. Here we are. And that's where we are. So what I've got is I got the lights rigged up. So these bolts, then I might have to trim those bolts down, but they're rigged up in there. The outside chrome piece looks like it might be presentable. I was thinking about painting them black or whatever, but they'll be good for the time being. I've got the fenders are all dialed in. You can see, got that piece. The battery box is all hooked up. There's the patch. And this one here, I had to do some extra work on. You can see I had to do some patching where it was rusted out. Right now it's got some like anti-corrosion shit on there. That's what's shiny. But this is all going to get cleaned up and rubberized undercoat the back of it. Well, paint first the areas that are bare metal, and then rubberized coat it. And then you can see I just did some filler. This filler needs to, I just did it. It needs to set all the way, and then sand. But you can see this one here. It's got its little support. And what that support will do is this will pick up the radiator core support, and that'll support the battery a little better. The battery box is not bolted in. It's over, it's set aside. So that's where we're at. Picking away. I mean, you would think that this is a, you know, it's a tranny swap, but I end up freaking spending most of my time in the damn fenders, it seems like. The inner fender wells. And I haven't even got to the fenders. But I did also finish up putting the tab on both sides. The other side looks very similar. Putting tabs on that. So that thing there can now be bolted in. I still have to do a little more body work on it. It's a little bumpy through here. I might just take it to work and tap on it at work. But that's where we're at right now. Got some other projects. I still got the power steering return line is statically leaking. So if it's statically leaking, then once it gets running, then it's going to be, yeah, you see that? Not good. So I think I'm going to throw a couple more hose clamps on it and clean it and see. I don't know, maybe double hose clamp it. All brand new lines, everything's brand new. I got those hose clamps tightened up, I hope. So that's where we're at right now. Okay, looks like we got the fenders painted. We got just a coat of paint on there mainly for corrosion resistance. You can see it's got a dent there. I mean, they're not perfect. There's one. Here's the other one. Nice and pretty, back in black. So now I got to start. Let's go over and look at the list. Now that we've got that done, we've got a whole new list. A windshield wiper motor, got the fuel line, the fuel shutoff valve, new throttle cable, install the boost line, heater hoses, and I do have to order, EGT probe, I got that over here. That's on needs replaced right there. So I got all that stuff, and that's where we're at now. We're gonna tinker with that stuff and see what we got there. Alrighty, and there you have it.
Hey, what's going on, guys? Got a little update for you.
Yeah, so I told you guys before about a power steering leak on my return hose. Let's see, we pulled all the hoses off, inspected them, cut an inch out of one because it looked a little funny. Kept playing with it, kept messing with it 3 or 4 times, and it's leaking static on the return. So I go to mess with it, and bada boom, bada bing, if this sumbitch didn't break off, and I think it was cracked, and that's where our leak was. Matter of fact, I'm almost sure of it.
Yep.
Because you can see how dirty that,
Yep. Yeah.
that one side is?
Yeah, it just wasn't made right.
Cheap Chinesium. Okay. Welcome to In the Shop with Mike and Chris. We're here in the shop.
Watching in
the shop. We got a TV for in the shop, and I moved it over because I had to get some metal. We got some work coming up. Yeah. So there's that. But I went ahead and I binged out some dings. There's a dent here. I dinged it out from the backside. The other fender is on the shelf right now, ready to be straightened out. And it's got the same dinger right here, right there, up underneath there.
Oh, that's a pain in the ass.
Yeah, because it's right underneath this, so you can't get it with the hammer.
Bummer. So
I use the air hammer. And what else we got, which is totally badass. Now be prepared for the shock and awe. Okay, we need to charge that light battery. So we got the seat. Basically, the seats are covered. I'm over here on the fender, and
this piece here is pretty torn up, and it's supposed to be attached down here for support for the fender. You know, just like that. So I pulled it off, you know, for support, to see if I can fix it, and I'll get in here and see if I can get rid of some of this. The assembly process has started. Got the inner fenders on. Beautiful. Beautiful. This is going to sit about like this right here. You can see how that's going to fit nice and neat there. This sucker here is going to sit just like this. Just like that right there. I got to weld. These got to get tacked. So what I'll do is I'll get the MIG and just give them a couple little tacks, and then pull this thing out. Stick it back in. I think that's about where it needs to go. Everything looks good. So man, we're making, I got the fuel pump primed. It's funny, I got that new fuel pump in the mail. I'd start disconnecting, and I thought, you know, I'll hit it a couple more times, and with the top line disconnected, some bitch primed. So we're gonna see if it works. Oh, and I got some good stuff in the mail, boy. So what I ended up getting, FD Chappie got me the pieces for the heater. So now I'll have a nice compact under dash heater that will, this is the what's gonna fit in the engine compartment right here. It'll get cleaned up. And it looks like there's a little bit of repair on it, but not much. Looks like it's in really good shape. So this guy's gonna sit in here just like that. Of course, I gotta bend the. Okay, so this is where we're gonna leave this episode. I don't know if you can see in there, I got the little pieces Mike made me welded in there. Yeah, so that little rubber grommet sits down in there. I went ahead and... Okay, so we're ready to do our final mount. I'm going to squirt some paint there. There's my cups that the intercooler sets in. I got my nut plate there. And the other side mounts there. Those are the only rivets that I had. They're going to have to do. So I'm going to shoot some paint on this stuff so it doesn't rust. And then it's off to the races to install. And that's going to be it for this episode. Tune in next week. Hopefully I'll be able to get some footage this weekend. It's just been picking away at it a little bit at a time. Okay, I got the fuel pump done. I think I got this one done. So I got to double check that. Inner fender / core support. That's done. Just wait and paint. Intercooler brackets done. Radiator done. Oh man. And then of course at the very end we got to check all bolt torque so things can go back up on the lift.